And welcome back to the Kenny and JT Show here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Guardian Spring Training Week continues as we get an opportunity to talk to a lot of the players who will be a part of this team this year and moving forward. And one of those guys, an up-and-coming prospect who came up and set the world on fire last year in his debut with the Indians in the outfield, Will Brennan joining us right now. How are you, Will the Thrill?
I'm doing well, Kenny. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm good. And I was going back preparing for this interview and looking at your numbers, man. You played in 11 regular season games, had hits in 10 of the 11 games last year coming up. I've got to believe even that surprised you a little bit that you had that much success in those 11 games. Take me back, and what was that like?
It's an unbelievable feeling getting called up, and thanks for having me on, first of all. But yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling getting called up, and then you just want to be able to go up there and help the team win. And I feel like that kind of mentality helps you settle in and not put so much pressure on yourself, where that success can just kind of flow easy. Easier than it would if you're getting called up to a team that's in last place and you got to put pressure on yourself to, if I don't get a hit today, maybe I'm not playing tomorrow. But that's just not how it operates here. And so I was really thankful and blessed that I could, get up. And again, I don't know if I set the world on fire, but I definitely was slapping the ball around. So that was a lot of fun.
Hey, 357 in your first 11 games. You get your first hit out of the way, first home run out of the way, first RBI out of the way. So that's all over and done with. You don't have to worry about those firsts anymore. Seriously, how much, I don't want to say of a relief is that, but how nice is it to know that you do belong at that level?
It's a big feeling. Just not kind of just the confidence that, that Tito in the front office has instilled in me and the confidence I have on myself. I like the word conviction more than confidence, but I know that I have a good routine and I have good preparation that's going to lead to success and lead to the team winning. But it's definitely a good feeling to know that you belong up here with the guys that you've been idolizing since I was a small kid. So
happy to have with us Will Brennan, Guardians outfielder, as we said, outstanding close to the regular season last year. And then you took it even a step further in the postseason as you get a couple of hits in the postseason for the team, one against the Yankees. You drive in a run. So while you're coming off the high of the regular season, you carried it over somewhat into the postseason. What was that experience like for you?
it's unbelievable. I wouldn't, I don't take it for granted ever. I just know how many really good players there are that never made it to the postseason, and so that's something that I won't take for granted. And it was a huge learning experience for me. I tell people that's the most I've grown up in my 25 years of life is those I guess that month that I was up in the big leagues and in the playoffs, and so something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I'll cherish, but it's definitely some experience that I'll be able to use, come this season and the seasons in the future.
You've played this game long enough to know, though, Will, that while those 11 games in the regular season, 6 in the postseason were outstanding for you, this game is humbling, right? If you hit 300, if you fail 7 times out of 10, you have a chance to go to the Hall of Fame. So taking the positive experience from what you learned last year, along with maybe some of the things that you weren't happy with, what did you work on this offseason to get better for the 2023 campaign?
Like you said, it's a fair game. That's why it's the greatest game on earth. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You can have the best feeling in the world, but you can suck, honestly, and that's why it's the best. But for me, I worked on kind of having a competitive practice sessions in the off season to where I'm working on my approach, and I'm working on being able to take pitches and not swing, and so be really selective up there, because that's something that I can, a weakness of mine is that I'll be able to just kind of slap balls in play when maybe I wanted to get my A swing off. And so along those lines of just being able to have great preparation and great routine, I kind of took that and made it competitive. And so we'll see what happens in spring training. I feel great. I know the boys feel great, so it's going to be a great year for Cleveland.
I know Tito spoke to you guys today. What was his message to the team?
His message was that, we cannot just expect to win this year. It's got to be the same kind of thing of the work that we need to put in. I keep going back to preparation, but it's huge. Like the way that we play the game, we're going to gain experience, just from that last year of all the younger guys that got called up. but it doesn't mean that, we can take plays off or play the game any slower. The game's going to slow down in that aspect, but we still got to play the game fast, take the extra base, go first to third, all the little things that we did well last year. It kind of has to be ramped up because we know that we're going to have a target on our back. Everyone's going to be, gunning for the young guns. So
How about for you, Will Brennan? What have they told you your role will be this year?
We haven't really talked about roles for me in terms of, the 2023 regular season yet. Just for spring training, I'm going to be playing all three positions in the outfield. I'll be ready to come off the bench. And me knowing realistically, there's three really good outfielders out there, 2 Gold Glovers and one of the most clutch postseason hitters. And so, I'm a realist. I understand that, I'm going to probably be coming off the bench if I make this team, when I make this team. And so I'm okay with that. I want to win. I want to win at the highest level, and anything I can do to do that, make this team, I'm going to do that. So.
How comforting is it, I guess is the best way to put it, to know, though, that if you don't make it right out of camp, there's a pretty good opportunity that's going to happen somewhere along the way. You experienced that last year late in the season, but it might come earlier this year. So how nice is it to know that based on your track record from last year, that eventually you're going to be up here this year, whether it's out of camp or not?
Yeah, I'm playing with house money. A kid from Kansas City, undersized lefty that people thought were just going to be a pitcher. I'm playing with house money, and so I know that every day I'm going to cherish it, and every day that I'm going to prepare like it's kind of my last day playing, and that's kind of dangerous because again, like, people had never heard of me. You don't know who I am coming from last year, and then I'll just again splash on the stage like you said, and that's kind of a dangerous mentality to have, and that's the way I was raised, and that's how I play. So.
Last thing, and we'll let you go, and we appreciate your time. The team winning the division, winning a playoff series, coming up just a little bit short to the Yankees. While it was an exciting season and a great season based on the preseason expectations, you were up 2-1 and came up a little bit short. So how much is that fire burning inside you and your teammates to take it a step or two further and bring home the trophy that hasn't been in Cleveland since 1948?
Oh, it's definitely burning inside. It hurt, definitely. I don't want to be the cliche guy that's standing out on the field after, you lose a game like that or a series like that. But you definitely remember. You want to be able to get back on the field and be able to beat those guys. And I know we can if we play up to the level that we're used to playing. And it's going to be an exciting season. I can't wait to see everyone out in Cleveland. It's going to be a blast.
Well, we can't wait to see you at Progressive Field again. We appreciate the time here on the Kenny and JT Show. Will Brennan, best of luck in spring training and in the season. We'll see you soon, all right?
Thank you, Kenny. We'll get JT on here the next time, though.
Absolutely. I'll make sure he doesn't blow you off a second time, all right?
Awesome.
We're going to break in right now. We'll come back with more of the Kenny and JT Show without JT right after this. Stay with us. Thanks, Will.